What's going on, guys? Today we're doing a guitar lesson for Scott Weiland, another guitar lesson. The name of the song is Crash. It's off of Happy and Galoshes. And it's another kind of non-guitar oriented song. A lot of synthesizer, just special effects going on. So again, I try to adapt it as best I could to the acoustic guitar alone. And with that said, I am in open G tuning, which is D. It's going to be DGDGBD. So let's do the usual. We'll tune up and we'll do me playing the track, and then we'll break the riffs down. All right. So starting with the low string, it's D. Here we go. Next string is G. D. Okay, next string is G again. Okay, next one is microphone's kind of cracking out here. Next one is a B. And the last string is D. Okay, here we go. Okay, guys, that's a guitar track. All right, let's start with the first chord here by playing it. It's just a drone. I'm playing a open G. Really kind of made this up because the introduction is kind of really ambient and there's no guitar going on. So I just made the G up here. You can drone it, play it however you'd like. I think what I did was just I did like an up pick pattern. If you want to play it like that. As long as you stay in G, there are a couple little effects like that play notes like this. If you want to play those, what I'm playing here is 7th fret on the high D string. Then I am playing on the B string, I'm playing the 8th fret, and on the G string, I'm playing the 10th fret or the 11th fret. And so you pick that 7th fret first. Next string, G string here, B string, D string again. Just let that ring out. That's more if you have 2 guitars. I mean, if you have 2 guitars, you can do the overdubs. If not, just try to do something like stay in G. Keep it simple. The other riff is it's going to be the 2nd fret on the high D string, 3rd fret on the B. And you're going to start on the B string. So it goes B, D, B. And you're going to hit the 4th string, or the 4th fret on the D string. Hit the B string, D string again, B, and D. Okay, so going into the actual song, the verse, it's kind of the same as the intro, what I did with the introduction. You're just droning that open G. So for the verse, there's a specific rhythm pattern I use, and I'll I'll actually just use my the pick here, and I'll do like a I guess you strum upwards. Yeah, you do strum upwards, but it's more of a lag. You kind of almost like an arpeggio. You don't just go like that. You kind of do it slow, 1 string at a time. And I go up to the 2nd string here. So you can see I'm playing upwards. That's up. Next one's going to be down. And then up again, and at the very end, if you just want to play the G string and maybe the D together, and that's about it. You won't play all the strings. So if you watch my right hand here, I'm going to demonstrate it slow. Oh, and that 2nd time I play upwards, I'm not playing all the strings. I'm just playing, I'd say, the 5th string, the 4th, and the 3rd string. Yeah, maybe the 2nd too. Only the first time when I play upwards am I playing all of the strings, including that high string. Okay, so now that you got the rhythm down, basically that rhythm is going to be the same for every chord during the verse. So the next chord that you play here is the 4th on the D string, and you're going to keep playing that 3rd fret on the B string. And you're still playing strings 2 to 6. You're not going to play that low string. Okay, next chord, 2nd fret on the D string, and you're still playing the 3rd on the B. And then you just go back to the 1st chord. Stay in that chord, and then for one measure, and then you start the whole loop all over again. So you're actually staying in this chord for 2 measures. Okay, so at the end of the second verse, you're going to do like this little fill thing. I kind of combined it with what the guitar does on the record, and then just playing the rhythm of the guitar. For that fill, it's a little bit tricky, but the first part of it is just playing. You're just down picking. You're playing the 4th fret on the D string, the open G below it, this G here. The 2nd and the G, 2nd on the D and the G string, that is. And then you're going to play the open D and the G together. So that will sound like this. And kind of have like a little bit of delay in the play. You're not going to play the strings exactly at the same time, because that would sound like this. I mean, you can do that and it'll work, but I like to have a little bit of a lag to it. Okay, so the next part is a little tricky because you got to play the rhythm of the guitar while you're playing the fill. So what I do for that is I play the G string, or the second. It's called the second string here. Play the second string, play the 3rd string together for the first I guess quarter note. And then immediately after you hit those 2 together, you're going to hit the 2nd string by itself. So that sounds like this. Okay, so the next note is going to be the 3rd fret on the G string, this G string here. You're gonna hit that, and then you're gonna hit the 3rd fret on the B string. So together, it's gonna sound like this slow. Okay, the next one is another combination. You're going to play the 2nd fret on the high D string. That's this note here. But you're going to play the whole chord, including the 2nd string, the bass note, for this next one. So it's going to just sound like this. And then immediately after that, you're going to play the 2nd string by itself. Just like that. So let's review what we got so far for the chorus, or the pre-chorus. Okay, the next note is going to be the 3rd fret of the G string. And then you're going to play the 1st fret of the B string. And then the next note is it's a chord. You're going to play the 2nd string, third string. It's the 3rd fret still. 3rd fret of the G string, and the 4th fret of the B string to get all together. And then you're going to play that 2nd string by itself. And then I think it's the last chord, or the last note. You're going to play the 1st fret of the D string. Just let that ring out for a while. If you play this correctly, the rest of the chord should be ringing out even after you hit that 1st fret. So for example, see how it's still ringing? And then the next chord is... it's just a chord by itself. You don't have to worry about the weird hit some notes and then a bass note. You're just going to play the 2nd fret on the D string, 3rd fret on the G, 3rd fret on the B, and 2nd fret again on the high D string. Don't worry about hitting the 2nd string. just like that. So let's review what we got here from the top. And then you go back into the verse. Okay, so that leaves us at the, where are we at now? I think we're at the chorus. So we go into the chorus. After, I guess you do one more verse and you just let that open G ring out. And then you go into the chorus. The chorus was kind of a rough one for me because there is guitar, but it's like heavily saturated with like bass octaver and stuff like that. So it's kind of hard to really tell what's going on. The bass is doing something else. So I kind of did the best I could with it while trying to make it sound acoustic guitar, kind of sort of have an acoustic feel to it. So, all right. So what I did for the first chord is I played the 4th fret on the D on the 2nd string, 4th fret on the 3rd string, and the 4th string, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And then you're playing the open B and open D string. Doesn't really matter how you play the rhythm. I think it's just as long as you play it in 4/4 timing. You can see here I use 8th notes. I did 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It's down up down up down up down up. And the second chord is going to be, you're basically moving this position here. You're going to move it over 1 fret to the 5th. For the actual recorded track, I hear this chord here. But when you play it on the acoustic, it just sounds dissonant, so I chose not to go with it. That's the second chord. The third chord is going to be the 5th fret on the low string, 7th fret on the 2nd string, 5th on the 3rd string, and 7th again on the, what string is this? G string. And then you're going to play the open B and D. For this one, it doesn't really matter. I'm using my index finger, and I'm moving the index finger only back 1 fret. So now I'm playing the 4th fret on the low D and the D string, both D strings. This one sounds better when you don't play that open B and D at the top end. It just sounds better if you play the top 4 strings. But again, it gets kind of jumbly when you play it on acoustic because it's still there's so many bass notes in there. But that the chord should be right. So the next chord is basically what I did here at the 5th fret. You're going to move that back to the 3rd fret now. So now you're playing the 3rd on the low D. You're playing the 5th on the 2nd string, 3rd on the D string again, and 5th again on the G. And you can play the B and D open. And similar to how you moved your index finger back, you're just going to move it back again. So now you're playing the 2nd fret on the low D string and the G string. I'm sorry, the D and the D. Well, you'll be playing the 2nd fret really on the top 4 strings, but it's not going to really matter for the G strings because you're playing the 5th fret there. Okay, and then I think it goes back to the 3rd and 5th, and then it goes to an open D. Okay, this here is, like I said, an open D, but since I'm in open G tuning, you're playing the 2nd fret on the G string here. It's the 2nd string. Open D string, 2nd fret on this G, 3rd fret on the B, and then of course the high D is open, and the low D as well. Okay, that's it for the chorus. Now you're going to go into a bridge. Eventually, you'll go into a bridge, and it's going to be an A major chord. You're in the G open tuning, so you can just play that on the second fret. Just bar the second fret from the G string and down. And then you're going to go to an A major 7, which means you're going to have to flat this note here, which is an A. You flat it, so it's an A flat. If you can't play this high E with your pinky or whatever, don't worry about it. Just make sure you don't hit the open D string because it's going to be dissonant. It'll sound like this, and you don't want that. So try to play it or just skip it altogether. I mean, try to play the E string or don't even play the string at all. It's kind of a tough one to play, to be honest. Sometimes I just skip it. Okay, so the next chord is 4th fret on the low D string, 2nd fret on every string after that, and then you're going to play the 5th fret on the B string. Okay, next chord is going to be the 7th fret on the 2nd string, 3rd and 4th string, and you're going to play the open B and D. Okay, guys, that's it. If you have any questions on the tuning or any chords or anything like that, just leave a comment on the page, or if you want to go to my channel, that's cool as well. Thanks for watching.